Hello everyone, Myzzrym here, bringing you today a beginner guide. It's going to be a breakthrough of a game versus bots, so it's really going over the basics. It's aimed at the newest players who have never played and who are going to go in their first game against the bots. So if you are not in this case, do not watch this video, it will bore you to death. And as I said, I will just go over the basics. So first, to create your game against bots, you go into the play tab, and then you create the lobby. Here in the left side you go and join the Radiant or the Dire, and then before starting the game make sure you have actually checked this box, which is fill empty slots with bots, and choose the level. So I would recommend easier, because passive I never tried, but if the bots are really passive like the name implies, it won't be interesting by any mean. And then you start the game. So Dota 2 will try to find a server automatically, normally the closest one to your location. And the game is gonna start, so loading. And I hope you actually watched the previous video in the beginner guide, which is what should I do when I first start a game. Before starting a game, you might want to watch some games and decide what hero you actually want to play with. So in this case, I'm going to pick, so then you have this very long list of hero, and it's by alphabetical order, but you can actually view grid. It's way simpler to find your hero this way. And for the sake of this video, I'll take a hero that I personally consider as quite good for a beginner, because he's not that item reliant, he's range, and he has no hard disable but a slow, so even if you're not playing very well, you'll contribute to the game. So I'm picking the Venomancer. So as you can see, normally the bots start picking before you, and the bots have a very limited amount of picks, so they only know some heroes. One thing to know is that in a bot game, sometimes it can be even harder than in a beginner player game, because bots very often chain their disables very well. But this will actually teach you to be very careful when you're playing against disables, because if you come from, for example, League of Legends, you know how short the disables are. 1 second of stun, 1.5 second of stun, longest might be 2.5 second of stun with Myzzrym ultimate. But in Dota 2, a level 1 you can already be stunned 2 seconds by a level 1 spell. So you just started the game and you have to click on play the hero, and then you are here in the fountain. So the fountain is the area where you can actually get healed, and you open the shop and you buy the starting items. Don't ask yourself any questions. If you're new to the game, don't spend too much time wondering what to buy, and then buy your starting items in the recommended tab here and go on your lane. Normally the bots, if it's a bot game, they will take care of the courier. So see here you have the little timer. When it reaches 0, the game will start, the creep will spawn. And now where to go? You see here there are 2 heroes there. 1 hero in the middle lane, so that means you're going to the top lane. So to know where you have to go, just check how many heroes are on each lane and go where there's the less heroes. Mid lane, usually a bot will take care of that, so don't go mid lane. And normally bot will accommodate if you change your decision. If you're, for example, you decide to go mid lane, the Razor bot will go top lane. Here he's just checking the rune, so he's not actually going anywhere.
To the fight.
So zero just crossed the mark, and you heard the horn blow, and the creeps are actually coming in.
With vim and
so as you're a beginner, remember this, your creeps are actually quite powerful at level 1, so do not be careless and do not get attacked by the enemy creeps. So you're on the lane, you have an ally, and oh yeah, you also have to choose your skill, so click here and choose your skill. Take the time to read them, okay? Because you're in the bot game, so it doesn't really matter if you waste time. It's for your own practice anyway. It's not for winning or losing the game, it's for practicing. So here I decided to choose the Venomous Gale, which I see that it slows my enemy. It lasts 15 seconds and it deals damage over time, so I'm picking it. You see here the shortcut here, it's Q. The 90 here is the amount of mana that it costs. And what you want to do here is you don't want to stand close to the enemy creeps, because you're a range hero, but for the sake of the example, let's just say I'm a melee hero. So instead of just sitting here and right clicking all the time, what I actually have to do is, right now all the creeps are full HP, so I stay there like my Earthshaker bot does. I'm staying very far in the back to not get any attacks from the enemy. And then here the creep is almost dead, so I'm coming in and then I right click. So I'm coming in and trying to right click. So here you see how much I failed the last hits. And basically it's up to you to train and learn when to last hit, when you actually can kill the creep. And I'm not going to talk a lot about denies here, because denying is not that important when you're new. You have to actually focus on the last hits more than on the denies. So since I'm a range hero, I can also harass down the enemy when they come in for a last hit like this. So you see that he is a melee hero, and that means he has to go in close range to kill my creeps. So when my creeps is actually low like this, I know he's gonna come in, so I can right click him once and back away.
Go for me.
So you see the little number here that pops above the creeps, you know, the creep head when he dies. This means I kill the creeps, and that means how much gold I actually gain from this. So now you see my ally actually throws down a spell, so I'm gonna help him. I'm going to slow my enemy, and it might even net me a kill if the bot doesn't do anything. No, so you see the bot actually stuns me. And you heard the little sound here, meaning that the creeps actually hit me. So be very careful about the sound in Dota 2. A lot can be said only by the sound. So, for example, when Earthshaker threw down his Fisher, I could hear it very clearly. And when I actually followed the Vengeful Spirit to try and kill her, you heard the creeps attacking me. So I know that the aggro has been pulled from the creeps. And for new players, the creeps actually attack you if you attack the enemy hero. You see, they will focus on me. So I attack the enemy hero and they'll start focusing on me. So when you harass the enemy, be very careful not to pull too much creep aggro, because otherwise you might lose the trade, because the creeps, as I said, deal a lot of damage. And I see that my ally is going on Juggernaut, so pay close attention to what your allies are doing. And he's running too fast, and even if he's low on health, if he's faster than me, there's no reason why I should chase him if I have no way to actually catch him up. So whenever you're low on health, use a tango. So here my short key is Alt plus W, but if you are not used to the short keys, just click on the item and click on the tree here. So the tango, as you can see, it heals me for 115 health. And it lasts for 16 seconds. The little number here, plus 8.5, is the number of health I actually heal per second. So here you also see the little icons which show you the aura that is affecting you, or the spells that are affecting you. So I have an ally that's called Crystal Maiden that adds an arcane aura to my hero, and it adds 1.0 mana regeneration per second. So that means that right now I'm full mana. And this shouldn't happen. When I'm full mana, I have to use some mana to actually harass down my enemy. So I'm gonna do so. And it might even net us a kill. So Earthshaker is following. And he's not doing anything. So I might get the kill. So I got the kill here. And I can even go on the Vengeful Spirit a bit. So you might see a little number above the enemy's head, like for if I attack her, pay close attention to her. You see a little 5 here popping up, 5 again, and 5 again. This is because my hero deals damage over time with this poison sting. It deals 5 poison damage per second for 7 seconds. So it's the same when I use my poison. There will be bigger numbers because it deals more damage over time. It's going to be 70 damage every 3 seconds. And when a bot actually when a player actually make the mistake of staying behind without his creep support, go ahead and slow him down if you have a Venomancer, or stun him in the creeps. So right now he's going under the tower. I choose not to follow. Thankfully my poison actually killed the the Vengeful Spirit. But in the case where you couldn't kill him, do not follow him under the tower. It's too risky, and you're not good enough yet to know when you can actually tower dive and when you cannot. And chances are, if you actually try to tower dive, you will die, and it will put you behind. So Something else to know is you can click on the enemy unit and learn his spells. So I see here that I'm playing against the Juggernaut. He has something called the Blade Fury that makes him invulnerable to magic for 5 seconds and deal a lot of damage. So pay close attention to the number as well, because the numbers can change everything. So I'm gonna just tell my hero to stay there. And Juggernaut here, the Blade Fury deals 80 damage at level 1 per second for 5 seconds. So 400 damage at level 1. And right now he's level 5, so he might have the Blade Fury level 3. And that means that he can do 120 damage per second, and for 5 seconds that means it deals 600 damage. So I almost die instantly from this skill if he actually lands the full 5 seconds on me. So I'm level 6, and that means I can take my ultimate. My ultimate can only be picked from level 6 onwards. The level 1 is unlocked at level 6, the level 2 unlocked at level 11, and level 3 at level 16. So I click on it. And one thing that is very important that new players sometimes forget is you have to use the shortcuts, the hotkeys. If you want to use and click and then click, you're gonna miss a lot of time. And imagine I want to go on the Vengeful Spirit. If I actually have to click on the Venomous Gale and then click on the Vengeful Spirit, I cannot control my hero meanwhile. So learn the shortcuts, usually Q, W, E, R, and use them. So Q and then click, like this. So you see here I'm taking a lot of damage from creep, so not a good idea. I'm just gonna back off. And right now you can see that I have 1,600 gold in my bank account. So this is actually a lot, and that means that I can actually go back to buy items, or I can use the courier to buy items. So it's gonna be pretty hard maybe to learn how to use the courier when you're a new player. And right now you see that the courier is going to the Chaos Knight, who is my ally, so I cannot use it. If I use it, it will stop the courier from delivering the item to my ally, and it will bother my friend. So also pay attention to what's in the chat. Here it's bots, players saying stuff, so it might not be very interesting. But if you can read this, defending bot, it means that, okay, so Razor is going bottom, and sometimes they're going to say, I'm out. That means that they're not following the enemy hero anymore. So do not chase the enemy hero if your ally are going away. Here you can see the kill death assist ratio 200, and last hit denies 14 for 4.
Agitation.
And there is actually the courier when it's not used. So I'm gonna click on the courier here. The shortcut is F2 if you want to learn it. And then I want to buy new items. So I'm gonna use the early game items here. I'm gonna get a Boot of Speed, Brace Band, Magic Stick, and Ring of Vasilius. And then I'm gonna also say I want a Taunt Portal, so I'm gonna use one. Right now you saw me actually buying the items instantly. That's because I right click on the item. If I left click instead, it would have just showed the item here. So right here, if I left click, I can choose what item I want to buy to make my Wraith Band. But if I have enough gold and I right click the item, it will buy it instantly. So here my courier is gonna send the items to me. And you saw that there's a very strange thing that happened is I bought this item, but I never bought this item. And this is because those two items combined. You see here the Wraith Band, and above the Wraith Band sits the Ring of Aquila. If I click on the Ring of Aquila, left click, not right click. If I do the right click, it will buy the item. So left click, I see that the Wraith Band and the Ring of Vasilius combine into a Ring of Aquila. So that means that since I have those two items, it combined into one item. And I'm level 7 right now, and so right now you're a new player. Do not try to gank too much, because you will actually lose time and experience if you're trying to gank. And while ganking isn't a bad idea per se, if you do not know when to gank and if you actually do not pull any kills or assists, you will end up under leveled and under farmed. So instead, just stay on your lane, be careful, learn what the hero against you can do. And right now I can see that I have my spells, I leveled the Venom's Gale level 4. So when you're new, of course, you'll take a lot of time to understand your spells before. Best is when you're actually starting the game and you have a 1.130 minutes, well 1 minute 30 of waiting time. Watch the skills, learn what to do. So venomous gale, slow, deals damage over time, and costs 135 mana. Very important to learn the mana cost because you have to know how much mana you need to combo those two spells. So for example, here I can combo my venomous gale with my ultimate if I have more than 335 mana. So right now I have that much mana, and I decide to go on them. So I'm gonna go and use my ultimate plus my slow, and you see how much damage over time I deal, and I can actually slow them and follow them. So is he going to die? Maybe not. So I'm blocking him a bit with the wars, but I can't really catch him up. And I have a slow now, so I'm gonna catch him, and he's gonna die.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Here you see, whenever there's a kill that happens, you'll see the name of the hero that killed the enemy, and or the name of the hero that just got the kill, the name of the hero that just got killed, and the gold that you earned. So 235 gold. As you can see, killing hero nets a lot of gold, but you have to remember that 235 gold is approximately equivalent to 6 creeps. If you kill six creeps, it's like 1 wave or 1 wave and a half. And it's not that much, so my allies are going on someone, I'm gonna help. And so of course, those are very easy bots. So you'll be having an easy time playing against them. And something else to know is now I have 1.4k gold, and I decide to go back to the base. So to go back to the base, there's no blue pill like in League of Legends, sorry. You only have to right click and your hero will go. And you can actually also right click on the minimap if you're actually watching somewhere else. For example, I'm watching the mid lane, what's happening in the mid lane, and I can use my hero and right click to move him around. So you saw, being in the fountain actually regenerate my health and my mana very quickly. Here you see that it's 34 mana per second, and it's a percentage based heal, so that means that late game you'll get healed as fast as early game. So now I have all my early game items and I can go for my core items. So right click on the magic wand, right click on the power treads, and you see the gold that is necessary to buy it. So power tread, for example, I already had the boost of speed from the early game, and if I right click the power tread, I don't have to pay 1,450 gold. I only have to pay 450, so 950 in total. So if I right click, the computer will be intelligent and won't be buying another set of boots. It will just convert my regular boots into the advanced boots. And right now I can also want to buy the Aghanim Scepter, but I can't. If I right click, they say not enough gold. Aghanim Scepter costs 4,200 gold, and if I didn't have enough gold, I right click, it won't buy anything. So I can see what items I need. So Ogre Club, Blade of Alacrity, Staff of Wizardry, all 1,000 gold each. I only have 300 gold, so it's not gonna be possible to buy it. And Point Booster. Now we see that there's something. When we mouse over here, it says not enough gold, but when I mouse over the Point Booster, it says require secret shop. What is the secret shop? If I right click on my Point Booster, or actually I don't have enough gold, but Point Booster means that secret shop is either here, so here on the minimap, or here for the dire side. You can buy from either shop. It's not because you're in the Radiant side that you can only buy on this shop. You can actually buy on the two shops. So now I have I want to go back on the lane. How do I do that? Either I right click on the map and my hero will go, or I do the intelligent thing and I use my teleport scroll to teleport. So I'm gonna buy a second one. You see the teleport scroll, actually you can buy it very quickly here by right clicking there, and now I have 2. So I'm gonna use my teleport scroll, and then I'm gonna left click on a tower, or on the tower vicinity, and it's gonna channel for 3 seconds, and then you're gonna teleport. If you actually move, it will cancel the teleport. So do not do anything when you're teleporting. some items can be toggled on or off and can be actually activated. Such item is, for example, the consumable item. You can click and then click on yourself or on an ally. And other items like magic wand can be activated. You actually have to also read the items to know what they're doing. So magic wand, it gains charge every time an enemy uses an ability in my vicinity, and then when I use it, it will give me mana and health based on how many charge I have. Then I have something like the Ring of Heya. If I turn it down, it only gives the aura to my ally hero. If I turn it down, it will also affect my creeps. Why is that useful, you may ask? In the early game, you may not want your creeps to push, so you want your creeps to be as weak as possible, so you're gonna turn off the Ring of Heya. And then, later in the game, so you have to watch the minimap. See here you have my enemy caught up by Razor, and we're gonna get a kill. So you see here, Razor actually killed the Juggernaut, and I got an assist from this.
Ah, sweet toxicity.
And now it's same that the Tiny is gonna come in, and they're gonna go on my allies. So I'm gonna use my ultimate and slow everyone, and then I'm gonna go on the Tiny. And Tiny is gonna die probably, so I'm just gonna let it die. And I may want to catch the Windrunner, but she's too far. And right now you see I have 3 charges of Magic Wand. If I click on it, I go up to 200 mana almost. So very nice item to use. And oh, I actually missed the Vengeful Spirit, I think. No, I also slowed her.
Watch this.
So I'm trying to kill the Vengeful Spirit, but I'm doing a very, very risky thing right now. Is I'm going into 2 enemy heroes, and they might be killing me for this. Nope, they're not gonna follow me. So something else to know is the boots. Right now, the power tread. You can also toggle it to change the attributes. So here you see intelligence. My mana go up to 600. I toggle it. My mana is back down to 500 maximum, but I have +8 in agility, so I have more damage. 89 + 9. And here I toggle it to strength, so 81 + 9, but I have more health. It is a good idea usually to keep your power treads in strength mode if you do not know what to do. So now I'm doing it. I'm playing very, very stupidly, and I'm going to die because of this. So when you're in the bot game and you do not know the hero, the most important thing is to actually get to know your heroes and not to win the game. So first thing to know is your allies. What do your allies do? Crystal Maiden, I click on her. Well, she just got killed. So Crystal Nova, AoE, slow, and nuke. Frostbite, it's a single target disable that in case the enemy units in ice, preventing movement and attack. Note the little subtleties. It says prohibiting movement and attack. It does not say it prevents the enemy from casting spells. So be very careful with these little things, because it can change a lot of things. It can change like everything. If you actually believe it stuns the enemy, but the enemy can still use spells, you might die because of this. Then there's the arcane aura that I saw here from the little icon here. So it gives mana regeneration bonus to all units on the map, all ally units. And the ultimate, Freezing Field, deals AoE damage around the Crystal Maiden. So of course, when you're in bot game, take your time and read every single hero's ability. You're gonna have a harder time to read those of the enemy heroes, because you can only click on them when they're visible, like here.
Agitation.
The goal of playing against bots is to first of all understand your own hero before understanding anything else, so you can actually understand what your hero can do. Once you understand what your hero can do, understand what the enemy or the ally hero can do as well, and then focus on the items. Like, why do I buy this item? Why does my suggested item have this Aghanim Scepter? And I'm gonna take a watch it, and I'm gonna read. Oh, it increased the damage and reduced the cooldown from my ultimate, so it boosts my ultimate. Okay, why not?
Yeah.
And once you get to the point that you understand the items that are actually suggested to you, you can choose whether or not to go for such item or to change and go for instead, for example, a blink dagger.
Glowing.
So basically, playing against bots is to give you a feeling of what it is to play against enemy heroes.
My venom glands in
So again, when you play a bot game, first of all, go and lane, get an idea of how to, farm, how to right click, and how to use your skills.
Your top tower
Use your skills just to test, just to see the range. Normally, if you mouse over the skill, you have the range that is in the radius here. Some of them don't have it.
Your top tower
And then use them on the enemy. Use them because reading them is cool. You know what it does. But using them on the enemy allow you to actually see how much damage you're doing and how powerful it is.
toxic attack.
And then you actually play against the enemy heroes and the ally heroes. And when the game actually goes on, the lanes won't be static anymore. People will move around. You'll see, for example, Earthshaker going up and down and up and down. And the goal here, when you're in the middle game, is to understand what you have to do. And if you do not know what to do at all, just follow the ally hero around. And watch the minimap, for example. Here, I see the minimap, there is someone here. So I'm deciding to go in and help my ally. So I slow 3 of them in a line.
Sweet toxin.
And my ally Earthshaker actually comes in. And I might actually get some kills here, so
Plague our enemies.
I'm getting another kill, and we see that someone is running away. Oh, actually he comes back. So, 3 kill here.
Death is the only antidote.
I think this will cover it for your first game. Basically play until you actually win or lose the game, or you're bored of your hero because you actually don't like your hero at all, or you decide that you're getting stumped and you do not like this. It's a bug game, so it's up to you. When you're finished, just go here, press the big disconnect button, and then press leave game, because here you're still in a game, because there's a game in process. So if I decide that my game is over, I leave the game, else I can just reconnect. And since it's a bot game, there's nothing that prevents you from leaving. There's no penalty for doing this. There's penalty now for co-op against bots, because you're playing with players. So if you actually feel confident enough now, and you played a lot of game against bots, you actually tried 2 or 3 different heroes, just in case, for example, my my ally picked the hero I wanted. I always play Venomancer, and I go into a game and someone else picked Venomancer. What do? So this is an issue you do not want to have. So play with other hero as well. Experiment a bit. It's a bot game. Do not worry, and get the feeling of what the bots do, what you can do, and what you can do against bots. And remember that players do not play like bots do. So when you play a lot against bots, there's a bad habit you might get is, I know how the bot reacts, so I know how to exploit the bot AI. Do not try to do this against players, because players usually will be smarter than this and more unpredictable. Even if they play worse, bots sometimes play very well if you put them into the higher levels. Even if they play worse, they are still unpredictable. They will move sometimes in very, very weird patterns, whereas bots, they are very predictable. So do not get bad habits. Play against bots a bit to familiarize yourself, not familiarize yourself with the bots, but with the heroes, with the items. And then when you feel confident enough, disconnect, leave the game, and go and play with actually... Oh, the button is actually bugged here? I cannot really leave the game. This is strange. Oh, okay. So, no, this is actually just bugged out, so... I actually left the game, but it doesn't show it. So I was saying, you leave the game, and then you go and find co-op against bot match to play with real players. And then when you get used to playing with real players, go play against real players as well. I hope it helped many new players, and I'll see you guys next time with another video. See you guys.